to gaining.
Saying, how are they responding to these measures?
Well, people here have been able to speak to some of them. You know, this border is one of the busiest borders along the Qiana.
Ooh.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
See that.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know. Now you know.
Now
you know. Hit the Zoom so they can
The
notice.
Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carafesta Radio. 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners.
Yeah.
felt good.
Yeah, that feels good.
Mhm.
So, it's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. We took off on Memorial Day, the
We
holiday.
did.
Did you do anything for the holidays?
On Sunday, we got a hotel in Tampa.
Okay, that was Sunday.
We did. I know, but that was our. That's
yeah,
what
no,
we,
I was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we did that.
I thought it was another day. That's why.
No, it was Monday. But you know,
Okay.
most people celebrate on that. People relax on Monday typically, or go to the beach or something like. I
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Or, but like if you're gonna do something big, you usually kind of do it on Sunday,
Okay.
so that you can rest because you got to go to work on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, do it
So,
all on Monday.
so we did it all on Sunday. We
Okay,
did poolside.
Okay.
We did a cookout by the pool. Like everybody brought their stuff. We just kind of
When the team takeover was
yeah, it was.
Mr. Edmund, happy belated, my brother.
Hey, thank you very much.
Congratulations, man.
Yes,
Another
man.
solar return.
Yes,
all those good things. You do anything
no,
exciting?
I enjoy myself.
Yes, sir.
On my day. So I think it's a blessing. Thanks for everybody who gave me the birthday wishes. Appreciate it, and let's get to work. Another year.
That's right.
Mr. Edmund said the funniest thing to me.
Which was?
I say, how was your birthday? He said, good. I got to do what I want to do. I say, don't you do that always?
Don't you do that anyway? Isn't that like a regular? That's not a new phenomenon. It's not a brand new phenomenon.
I thought that was quite funny.
Oh my God.
What about you?
Same thing. I kind of chilled out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Took Monday. But you know, these short weeks be the longest though. So
because you take a day off.
Yeah, and then
you got to pay catch up.
Yeah, everything don't stop just because it's Memorial Day. But no, I had a good holiday. Fired up the grill, started a fire, and all that good stuff.
That's always good.
Yeah, that's it. And so the roots of Memorial Day, deeply tied to the end of the Civil War. Some of us know this, maybe not. Which was one of the very first observances orchestrated by formerly enslaved African Americans in Charleston, South Carolina. This was May 1st, 1865. So before it was a national holiday, Memorial Day was known as Decoration Day. In the closing weeks of the Civil War, a Confederate prison at Charleston Racecourse caused the death of 257 Union soldiers who were buried in a mass grave. Newly emancipated African Americans in Charleston dug up these remains to provide them with proper burials. On May 1st, 1865, a crowd of approximately 10,000, mostly freedmen, missionaries, and Black school children carrying flowers marched to the newly established cemetery.
And women, I wanted to give a big shout out because a lot of people don't know. A lot of the women were looking for their sons and their husbands.
Yes,
that had been dead or missing or whatever.
Right.
So like we are some of the most patriotic people like ever in the history of this country, and we don't get recognized for it. So I want to just big shouts out to the women, always leading the way. And holding us down, man.
Real deal.
We fight for you when you don't fight for yourself.
Y'all do.
Yeah. No, that's it. And so for those who didn't know the origin stories, so there you have it. Another one. Another one.
Yeah.
And so the idea behind it is that they're acknowledging and celebrating those who have lost their lives in America's wars.
And dignified graves and burials. Y'all know what this is about, like Arlington. Y'all done been out there or seen the pictures with the dignified graves, the flowers and the roses. This is like something that came and was set, by the Black community.
Yeah. Recognizing and properly acknowledging those who gave their life. And then so
we're such good people.
We are. We really are.
We want to be.
So
we're good people. We really are good people over at but go ahead.
Did you know the United States is currently involved in 8 publicly known military engagements?
Whoa.
Across 7 different conflicts.
Somebody count it.
Somebody count it. And that's what it says, publicly known, right? 8 publicly known.
Yeah, because that means...
Because that means it's some other squabbles. That,
the ones they're doing against us.
You know what it just made me think about is like, how like I got a house, you got a house, and I might publicly let you know some stuff, but it's some other stuff that ain't never hit the street.
And here's the other part of it. They said that Congress has not formally declared war since World War II.
Yes.
And so the active engagements, these are the ones that are categorized. So there's direct military conflicts and engagement. The Iran war is a direct conflict initiated by the U.S. and Israel, targeting Iranian leadership and military infrastructure. The war on terror is still an active counterterrorism training and combat operation. They're in Nigeria, Somalia, and Yemen right now. They're Operation Southern Spear, which is an anti-cartel, anti-trafficking operation, which includes lethal U.S. military strikes in Mexico and Latin America.
Yeah, they was bombing the boats.
Yeah, those are direct conflicts. Then you have indirect involvement and proxy conflicts. So that's the Russian-Ukrainian war. So the indirect U.S. involvement includes providing military aid, intelligence, and weapons to the Ukraine against the Russians. The Gaza war. So U.S. involvement is through weapons, funding, and intelligence support for Israel. And then there's the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Look like Israel got America and all kind of stuff. Ongoing indirect U.S. involvement through regional deterrence, weapons supply, and support for Israeli operations. And so these engagements, they say, are conducted under varying legal authorities, such as the 2001 authorization of use of military force and international alliances rather than a formal declaration of war. And so, yeah, so they actually having war without Congress declaring war.
Yeah,
because they got some other ways that they gotten around it.
We're in like what is day 80 or something with the Iran conflict over there, and gas prices are high. You know,
they're ridiculous.
Tiff was good.
We are entering in what people been talking about, the collapse. I think this is ushering in the collapse, and we just gotta batten down the hatches. Don't spend it. Don't do what the song of the summer.
Don't do the challenge.
Don't do the song of the summer.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when we come out
But
there,
you heard what she say? All them scamming.
I don't care. Even when you're scamming, you need to tuck it. You need to tuck it low.
He made that for Trump. That's the top scammer.
Yes,
him and his whole
and you know the
regime.
funny part is that we said that we were like, I know they said like, are y'all gonna make this the theme song of the summer? Everybody's like, no. Now that's all I hear.
And it is. I mean, is it kind of popping?
Oh, it's popping.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they got the dance, spin that.
I mean, when you got the machine behind you, pumping you up, it's always going to be, you know, some ratchet, hot girl summer, or ratchet summer, because I mean that's what they want out of us.
Yeah.
I was just talking about how the women did Memorial Day and has been leading us. We know how the women led us with Black Panther Party, not the movie, the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
And now, if the women are leading us, look where we going. Watch the road. That's all I'm saying. Keep your eyes on the road.
Wow. Spin that.
Keep your eyes on the road.
No. Just get these jobs.
Let's go.
Out the road.
But yeah, no, I mean, they really pushing these challenges. And so I guess maybe in that same vein, there was a study that another one that came out. I'm trying to find it here, around social media and teens.
What?
Yeah. And they were saying that it should be like cigarettes now. They need to put labels on social media to let you know how dangerous it is. I'm trying to find this article.
But no, and I join in because it's right, because it is more addicting than heroin. Right, I've taken me a small social media hiatus, right? And it's time consuming, it's mental consuming. Every time I come back and check my page or something, it's some other mess that I'm glad I haven't been seeing. Every time I'm talking about the top page, and I'm like, dang, what is this? How are they trying to bait me in? Because it's captivating. Like I'm talking about the first time, every time I turn it on, it's like, something. It's like, what the hell is this? Dang, what is this? What is this?
It starts you down there.
Wait, now you going in the hole. Now I'm deep in the hole.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, and you know what? Boom. That's why I took it off my phone.
Yeah.
So now I have to go through extra steps to get to it.
Yeah.
And those extra steps actually prevent me from doing it.
Yeah, no, that's right. Though.
That's like putting your gun in the glove compartment. You get what I'm saying?
So it ain't right there
you
on the
start
seat.
that mess right there outside.
You sound like Keisha Kior when when Gucci about to have one of his.
She put the medicine in.
No, she delete all his apps off the phone so he can't get on.
You have some steps.
But no, but that's for real.
That he was like, you haven't seen him have an episode no more on social media.
It ain't that he ain't had it.
She just ain't seeing it
because she clipped it. She clipped his access to it.
Right.
And that's right though, because I'm telling you, we're experiencing people going through episodes on social media, and we don't know it's an episode. We just excited, it's funny, or we intrigued by whatever they saying, but we don't know or can't see that these people are probably going through some type of episode.
Yeah.
So here's the story. So it's the question that was asked is, should social media come with warning labels like cigarettes?
Yes.
A growing number of health experts, lawmakers, and researchers are now arguing that social media platforms should carry warning labels similar to cigarettes and alcohol, especially for children and teenagers. The debate comes as studies continue linking excessive social media use to anxiety, depression, loneliness, sleep disrupt. This sounds like side effects from them drugs. Low self-esteem, attention issues, and rising mental health struggles among young people. Some advocates believe that social media should be treated as a public health issue. The backstory: for years, social media companies have marketed their platforms as tools for connection, creativity, entertainment, and communication. But over time, researchers have begun noticing troubling trends among users, including rising anxiety, social comparison, cyberbullying, addictive scrolling behavior, and increasing emotional distress. Now, some experts compare social media to junk food, gambling, nicotine, or other highly addictive products engineered to keep users engaged.
They said, right, it was more addictive than crack or heroin.
Social media.
Yes.
I can believe that.
To certain people, because see, what you got to understand, everybody tolerance and
especially if you have an addictive personality.
Everybody tolerance
Right.
and acceptance to things is different.
Yeah.
So we'll all look at the same post and how each one of us handle it is different.
I miss you know what, with
Yeah.
social media, like I realized, like I'm not necessarily addicted to it, right?
Okay.
Remember, I was
But
locked up.
that's the first thing you say when you're addicted. So I'm just telling you, as an addiction expert,
Most addicts.
as an
they-
addiction
I'm not
expert,
addicted,
that's the
yeah.
first thing
I
you say.
stop anytime
Let's
I
go
want to.
next one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Remember, I was locked out for
Look, you
6
got the-
months.
you got
And
the
was,
clipboard.
no, but remember, I was locked out for like 6 months.
You was locked out.
Yeah.
And I never went and redid a whole
But
nother-
how did it make you feel?
And you also found another way in.
eventually.
But how did
Yeah.
it make you
But
feel?
I wasn't like, you know how
Yeah.
most people get locked out, they recreate
Like
another one immediately
yeah.
for them to get back in. I was just, for me, I was like, eventually I get, that's how I felt. I was
Okay.
like, eventually I get in.
It was no urgency to get in.
Eventually I get
yeah,
in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and then
But you were still in though. So you had other ways of being
No.
in. You was on social media even
My-
when you wasn't
on
no,
social media.
I couldn't. I didn't log into nobody else. Like I didn't have
Okay.
nobody else thing. I was just kind of like out the loop unless somebody showed me something.
And see,
Okay.
I'm off social media, but I'm on social media.
Mhm.
It's just a step process
For you to get on there.
get to it.
Yeah.
It's not,
'Cause I
it's not
realized-
just to open the app and match the app.
Yeah.
I took that step off because I think I do have an addiction problem.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think I have spent too much time on social media. I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
it's not
Same.
productive. It's not.
I think
good.
you can.
It's
Like
not
I'm not
being
saying that I.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
not saying that I don't
And I'm
do
a
social
productive
media,
person. So if you
but
give
I'm
me
just
those
saying
hours
like.
back,
Yeah, I'm paying attention to my screen time. So
Yeah.
you got the app that can show you your screen time and
Yeah.
engagement. I'm like, man, it's too much time.
You know how many times like
Yeah.
I go on there and I realize like I was tagged in something
Mhm.
and I almost missed the tag, like especially like on the story because it only does like
For a
20
day or so or
yeah,
whatever.
because and I go in there and look and see that I was tagged because I just haven't checked it. If I hop on, if I have to do something, I'll put it on and then kind of get off.
I've been
And
missing
then
all my messages.
sometimes I'll stroll, but like I'm not like
And I'm gonna tell you, it is an addiction without calling it an addiction.
Yeah, it can
right.
be.
And I want to ask you, well, how is your screen time? If your
Yeah.
audience, are you doing too much screen time?
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. Tell us. Let's talk about it because
Right.
this is just like all them other addictions and things that come up. We never talk about it. We never look it in his eyes, and then it become a problem that we can't control because we didn't address it. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
here we go. This is my counseling session. I'm sitting right here. Maybe I'm not on social media because I'm 90% of the time in the car.
Okay.
So it eliminates me.
time to
Right, like the
drive
time
and
that you
do it.
spend.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be on social media.
Yeah. Because
I'm-
so here's the other parts of these questions that's coming
Go
up
ahead.
as a part of this conversation, right? It's saying many parents say we didn't fully understand what this technology would do to developing minds. So the big question is social media simply a tool, or is it intentionally designed to become psychologically addictive?
Yes, it is.
I think it is. And
They-
you know
they
what I
say
think
it.
what happened is when kids were out of control and then you gave them the phone, it calmed them down. It became another babysitting tool.
Yeah, and
Right. And so
sedative.
you gotta think is
you
that
give them the phone to calm them down.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a
like
sedative.
and you look at them right now, is that like kids be like, "What my phone? What my tablet.
Yeah.
And the first thing they do, like if they out of control, just hand them their tablet.
It is an incentive. Like I've seen it as an incentive with my grandson.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you do good, you can
Get the phone.
You can get the phone, you can get the tablet, but you gotta like do right.
And they do it.
Yeah.
Listen,
and they line up.
and
Yeah,
they
line
do
up.
it, and
They line up.
it is
Wow.
it's kind of like when the parents give the kid cough syrup to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I hate to bring it there.
Yeah, but that's what
It's the exact same
it wasn't
thing.
designed for that, but that's one of the uses.
Take two on.
So the comparison to cigarettes. Give two of them. That's the comparison. So let me get this comparison to cigarettes. Kid. So it says just like cigarettes, social media companies. Okay, so here's the comparison.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you know them saying cigarettes and social media. What's the comparison? They said just like cigarettes, social media companies knew certain harms existed.
Right, and they engineered it.
And the profit comes first.
And they engineered it. So, and that's what I was telling somebody about AI.
Okay.
AI was developed using social media technology.
Okay.
So everything they learned with Facebook and Twitter, they incorporated into AI. So that's why
it's a successful model. Yeah.
That's why AI has taken so much of the social media time.
Okay.
Because now you have a person or a thing you're interacting with that doesn't give you no back talk. It doesn't give you no fat lip.
It tells you what you want to hear.
It's called sycophancy.
Tell it, give me back talk.
But it's sycophancy.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to appease you as much as possible.
Yeah.
And they mess up too.
And
Like you want me to tell you
How can I help you? It's gonna tell you what
and
you
it
want.
always leads to another prompt.
Yeah, it's because it do. It's interesting because it's always saying, what do you want me to do?
Next step.
Yeah, it's like that. And it's like,
no, I ain't come here for that.
And now you 8 prompts in, and it's
gotta
running the show.
keep
Like
on.
you come in for
It's
one thing,
running the show.
and now it's
and
like,
I don't let
how
it
did I end
run.
up
No, you want me to
way
tell
over
you?
here?
And I don't let, and I stop it.
Yeah,
And
you gotta stop
I
it.
stop it. Hey, listen, that's not what I said.
Did I tell you?
And no, you really
together.
do. And if you do this again, I will be changing apps.
Yeah,
See, you threaten it.
yeah.
That's threats.
Call it what it is.
No, I had to like you
You
have to
gotta-
really get it together.
Because I'm the owner, I'm the boss. What
Yeah.
you mean? You ain't no, heck no.
But it do
No,
make some
it's 8
suggestions,
o'clock.
yeah.
So listen, it's 8 o'clock. We got a lot to talk
Okay.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, these teen
Sadness in
takeovers,
the, sadness in the city.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this teen. Summer is coming in. Gun violence is at it's just out here. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
We'll be back 8 minutes. No, not 8.
7 minutes after the hour.
Yeah.
Somewhere
In a
around
little
there.
bit. How about that?
Tag a friend, tell a friend. We
Yeah,
got a lot to
yeah.
talk about.
In a little bit.
Yeah.
God.
We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United, we must stand together. Under God, we are one. We must fly to the sun every day. Fight for peace, not destroying our
My
trees.
brother, my sister, I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets. Cause that's how we eat. Just I rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together as one. United, we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United, we must stand together. Under God, we
love to my brothers, love to my sisters. We all need each other. Children need their mothers and they need their dads. Taking a life that don't make you bad. The fact that you do that is so sad. Pocket watching, plotting on another man's cash. Pick up a book instead of picking up a gun. Increase your knowledge and that'll increase your funds. If everyone succeeds, then crime would decrease and people would live instead of resting in peace. Unity, that's what we need. Stand up and be a positive force in the community.
We are one, we must fly to the sun every day. Fight for peace, not destroying our dreams. We must stand together.
Must stand
All
together
together as one.
as one people.
United we must
United
stand
we shall rise.
Fighting for
Will you fight for me
till our race is
till we
done.
see God?
United we must
United we will rise. Clap with me.
Under
Clap.
God, we
Clap.
are one.
Yes, sir.
We must
Clap.
fly to the
Clap.
sun.
G beat on the
Every
track,
day,
man, and I mean
fight
this
for
is from the
peace,
heart.
not destroying
Back and
our
forth to
dreams.
prison, cause my position in the ghetto is wishing. My dreams is in my hand, man, instead of so distant. Violent crimes on my record, showing judges I'm reckless. Guess they think I'm rich and young, like Young and the Restless. Every time I see a young brother rich in peace, got to be the only time when I watch TV. Cause the struggling and suffering is all I see. Besides muscling and hustling at war with heat, I point the finger at the devil, boy, for taking my peace. Cause the only way to live is to take to the streets. But they rate me as a villain for the killing and dealing. For what? My last resort to make me a living. I don't give a damn, tell them so what? I'm gonna survive even if they threaten me with life. The arms of poverty hung tight, making life a fight. But in the sky, we got to unite. Keep your head in the sky.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together. Under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day. Fight for peace, not destroying our dream. We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together.
Strike Tuesday on a vessel in the eastern Pacific Ocean, killing one person, leaving two survivors. The Trump administration once again claimed the vessel was carrying drugs without providing any evidence. Video shared by the U.S. since September, the Pentagon says it has killed nearly 200 people in strikes on boats in the Caribbean and Pacific. The attacks have been widely condemned as illegal. Hundreds of immigrants detained at the ICE jail known as Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey, are continuing their hunger and labor strike to protest inhumane conditions and call for their release. Delaney Hall is operated by the private prison company Geo Group. Outside the 1,000-bed jail, ICE agents class.
Man, that's
You on the Facebook page?
Yes.
I am. But it's yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that?
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
Now you know. Now you know.
The Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carafesta Radio. 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners.
We really got to get that over to Charlie Funk.
Yeah, we do. Charlie Funk.
Yes.
It's on the way.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm
the
thinking
way.
about a big red. I got so creative.
Like,
Like, you know how to go
inbox me.
beep, beep.
Like a
A
show
P-
up like,
a
hey,
PSA.
hey.
How y'all doing though?
Hey. All right, so the St. Pete's mayor's race. We were talking about that on the break too, just a little bit. What you seeing? Mr. Edmond said that it's kind of quiet. What's
It is
happening?
kind of quiet. I've seen some stuff like
Okay.
but yeah, it is a quiet race.
Is it? I mean, qualifying is happening now, right? So I think there's like a window for qualifying. then that window closes, and then is that when you're gonna start
I
seeing?
want to say the qualifying is closed, probably like in the next day or two if it hasn't already fully closed.
Okay.
And I think that people are politically fatigued. People aren't excited. Candidates aren't necessarily piquing the excitement of the populace, right? And it's kind of I think everybody team building in their silos right now.
Okay.
And getting, I hope, getting ready to come to the community. But like I said, I think it's going to be a low turnout election.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a big turnout. I don't think.
And I think that's intentionally. But I will tell you with this, I would
end on Friday. Qualifying period starts Monday the 25th. That was this Monday, and ends on Friday the 29th at 9. Qualifying papers may be accepted no earlier than May 11th and Monday, May 25th. And then it's 14 days prior to the start of the qualifying period. So, yeah, in order to qualify, if you want to run, you still got time.
Go ahead.
You must be a registered voter. Candidates for council member must have been a resident of the declared district at least 12 months as of the date of the primary election. Candidates for mayor must have been a resident of the city at least a year as of the date of the election. And candidates cannot become or cannot be a candidate, nominee, or representative of any political party or any committee, convention representing. So it's nonpartisan race, basically.
Right.
Yeah. And local city elections, mayor and city council districts 2, 4, 6, and 8, for a full term of approximately 4 years. That term begins Thursday, the first Thursday in January of next year. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Get active, y'all. Get involved.
Get active. All I can say is be creative.
Yeah.
Like with people being like and not excited about this.
People
I would
being what? That's how people feeling about it.
Yeah, they are like that. They is.
Right.
So when it's like that, you have to go into like your creativity bag and bring some excitement about it. And I think whoever the candidate that can figure out that excitement factor will stand out.
Wow. Yeah, because
other than that, it's gonna be name recognition.
Okay. And I don't think what district. So you got 2, 4, 6. I know 6 is got quite a few people in District 6. I haven't heard too much about 4. That's Lisette Hanowitz. So I don't know if she has a challenger. Richie Floyd, I don't think he has a challenger in 8. And then District 2, Brandy Gabbard is terming out. I haven't heard about anybody who's running in that one either.
I think I met a couple people running in some of those seats.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be no difference. I ain't gonna say between the candidates, but in like these local city council seats, I think I mean no difference. A big difference, because the makeup of the council is kind of going to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to change pretty big.
Some of these serious votes have been coming down to like 2-3 vote or whatever.
Yeah.
2-6 or whatever.
5-3. 4,
yeah. And now you change
5-3, you get one more. That's 4-4. That's a fail on the
exactly.
Yeah.
And so watch out for these local seats, because it's going to impact your life way more than the national elections. And not saying it's one or the other, but just saying, hey, you got to keep your eye on the road, look at all of them.
Yeah.
So speaking of keeping your eye on the road, you mentioned during the break the DNC, they did an autopsy where they examined what went wrong in 2024.
Yeah.
Democrats facing an identity crisis.
Yeah.
So a newly released Democratic National Committee autopsy report is forcing Democrats to take a hard look at what went wrong during the 2024 election cycle. The internal review reportedly examines messaging failures, voter disconnect, economic concerns, declining support among key demographics, and growing frustration with national leadership. The report is being described as blunt, uncomfortable, and deeply revealing about the state of the Democratic Party heading into the future.
I think a lot of people don't know that this was done probably 2024. It hasn't came out they kind of was hiding it. Then they eventually came out with it. It's crazy.
So they been did it. They just
this been done. After elections, it's usually an autopsy done.
Yeah.
They don't all
if you're doing it right.
They don't all
You're
call
supposed
it
to, yeah.
autopsies,
Yeah.
but a lot of times after these to see what went wrong or what went
You
right.
go and evaluate and look at the pros and cons and see where was
Yeah.
how did we lose this race?
Yeah, and they call it an autopsy because they was dead on the scene. But listen, this is important because some of the things that they came out with is a lot of things that we've been saying.
Okay.
Right. And this ain't a I told you so moment, but this is a moment where we're saying,
I
hey,
told
y'all.
you so.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So some of the key themes from the report, according to coverage of the report, Democrats struggled with several major issues. The first one is highlighted here is economic frustration. Many voters repeatedly felt disconnected from Democratic messaging, financially stressed, and unconvinced that leaders understood their everyday economic struggle.
I mean, that's something that we've been talking about, since we started this show. Right. See the DNC, y'all need to come listen to us. Y'all need to plug in and come keep going though, brother. I ain't gonna stop you again.
No, you got it. And so the working class voter disconnect was another one. The report reportedly warns Democrats have lost ground with working class voters, Black men, Latino voters, younger voters, and some independents.
Lost ground.
Yeah, some voters felt Democrats talk more about ideology than practical day-to-day concerns.
And we talked about this.
More about ideology than practical.
So what is ideology, Brother John?
It's just kind of your views on what you believe about stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna tell you this. Okay,
your opinion.
No, but then you look at it, you flip. That's what the other side talked about. No. Like, look,
what you mean?
If you look,
these people talking about policies that they're passing right now.
No, but
2025 plan, they talk about policies that they're passing. Now, y'all can say it's ideology, but them people were talking about policies that they have passed. So since we just got this from 2 years ago, whenever it was done, in those 2 years, the other side has accomplished half the things that they said they was going to do.
So ideology is a systemic set of beliefs, values, or ideas that shape how a group or individual perceives reality, explains how society should work, and provides a roadmap for political or social action.
And so now here we go. If you look what Trump ran on was on Christian values,
his
right or
beliefs,
wrong.
values, and ideas on.
And that's exactly what he ran on, right? And that's he put fear and talked about abortions and he
Make
used,
America great again is an ideological position.
So I'm looking at this report
that has a set of values and a set of
and
beliefs.
so like I'm listening to it. I'm calling BS when BS is, and like I'm like.
So there's a balance between ideology and practical day-to-day concerns.
I think that I do think there is a disconnect with the DNC and the rest of the population. Like when I worked for
the rest of the population.
No, because when I worked for them, I realized like I probably didn't want to work for them no more after that. Right?
Oh, wow.
You know what I
was
mean?
It ideology or was it practical day-to-day
It was just
concerns?
practice. It was the disconnect of the people and like going old. Like again, I believe it like from me, and I can only speak from my experience when Andrew Gillum was the underdog and nobody believed in him and all that other stuff. When every campaign that I have been on from ground up, the one thing is they have been the underdog, and creativity and touching the people and giving them what they want has been the sauce to get them to the front, right?
Okay.
And what I saw with the Democratic Party, once they came in and took over Andrew's campaign, they took the sauce away. Right? They made it bland. They want to go in there and then they talk about, oh, you got to call so many phone numbers, right? You got to knock on so many doors. And that was their plan.
The metrics game.
Right. To just hit that. It was a numbers game. It wasn't really to touch people.
Like how you going to actually connect with the people, connect
and so
with the voters.
that's where the disconnect is at. They're trying to say, if we hit 1,000 doors, 2 of them is going to answer. No, we need more than that. Like, you know what I mean?
And see that, and inside of the autopsy, they talked about some of that as well. And I think what the issue is, we get trapped in what used to work.
Okay.
Right. This is how They won elections, and
But
so
they haven't.
it's-
But here in Florida, let's say that they haven't run an election in how long?
But the general machine doesn't care about Florida. They've written Florida off years ago.
I remember that.
The true people that's inside of this stuff, they'll tell you.
After
like
2016 with Hillary,
they wrote. They saying,
but then they also
Florida
look
is
at
no
Florida,
man's land,
and they also say whoever wins Florida wins the election.
No, but that's
Don't
why
they say that?
But that's why they.
No,
That's why
don't they say that?
conceded.
No,
But that's why they
so
conceded the election.
so this is again, they haven't written us off because they look at us
They
and
have.
they
They
say
just
whoever
conceded.
wins Florida. No, whoever wins Florida typically wins.
And that's why I say
wins
they conceded. Once they said they've written Florida off, they're not invested in Florida. Like the people in the middle of it. I ain't talking about.
I remember job cuts
on the ground.
Like,
I'm
because
talking
they were
about
saying we don't have money anymore because people are not.
The higher ups wrote Florida off. They're not investing in Florida. And that's why they have lost
and
so
then
many elections.
And then at the last minute, I will tell you, they'll say that. And then at the last minute, they try to pour money back in Florida because they understand how important it is.
It's never enough. Because even with the Andrew Gillum campaign, they left with $20-30 million in the war chest.
And here's some of the other things that was flagged in the autopsy. Media and messaging problems. The report points to fragmented media environments, social media misinformation, weak messaging consistency, and struggles connecting emotionally with voters.
But I want to stop right there. Fragmented media environments, right?
Okay.
That is a cop-out.
Okay.
Right? Because everybody is dealing with fragmented media.
Okay.
The Democrats, Republicans, black, white, all our media is fragmented. We just was talking about how we fighting the addiction of the phone.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I think what they got to do is really level with themselves, right? Get out the weeds and level with yourself.
So sidebar, Morgan & Morgan is looking for a name for a
third party.
Yeah, a third party.
The Black Party.
I don't.
He got 100.
Hey, y'all heard it here first.
He got
the Black Party.
So here's what the fragmented media environment. So a fragmented media environment is the splintering of information outlets and audiences across an array of niche channels rather than being concentrated with a few dominant platforms.
But that's what everybody's dealing with. That's what our media is right now.
That's the way the world is right now. Yeah.
But so what they're used to is the funnel.
The big three.
The NBC, ABC, Fox. And the truth is we all are getting our media from places like the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We just did a focus group on media. And the large percentage of the people was not getting that. They don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Nobody said they get their media from TV. I ain't gonna say nobody. I take that back.
Yeah, very few.
Few of them.
I watch TV.
You get news from TV?
I do.
You get news from...
When I wake up in the morning, I go to Bay News 9.
Okay.
That's the first thing that I go to.
On the nines?
Yeah, I go to, I do. But I get it from a little bit everywhere. But like, I'm not like that.
Do you go to Fox News? Do you go to NBC? Do you watch like the news shows?
Yeah.
Sometimes I will. Like if I'm strolling.
What's the last news show you watch? The name.
I watch Good Day Tampa Bay. I think
that's kind of like an entertainment. That ain't that's kind of like entertainment. But it counts. It's news.
But most news right now is like a headline and then their opinion on the news. Like it's very few news. We just gonna give you the story and not tell you.
But
what
that's
we think
fragmented.
About.
But if you go to,
you know what I'm saying? Like most outlets is like what we do. Here's the story. What you think about it, and then you spend time talking about the actual story, but nobody's just reading the story and say, okay, that's a great story. What else is next?
Okay,
so what we talking about? What is next?
News and opinions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so another part of this autopsy was culture war fatigue. Some voters repeatedly expressed exhaustion over. Some voters reportedly expressed exhaustion over constant political conflict, divisive rhetoric, identity politics, and ideological polarization. The report suggests that Americans are craving stability, practicality, and solution.
And nothing that we have. Okay, so moving on to the next topic.
What is the next topic? What you got? What
we need to talk about, this stuff that happened in the city for real.
We lost a young man, a 13-year-old, actually. 14.
Yeah.
Was actually gunned down in the neighborhood. And the newest update is that St. Pete police say they have caught 3 young men associated, and they all 16, 15, and 14, like the teen ages.
Yeah.
And they're looking for more youth involved with this. And it's a tragedy. It's actually a tragedy where we're getting used to it. And I don't want to say that, but the reality is people are becoming numb to it. And
you think people becoming numb to it?
Unless it's at your front door. I don't see the big outcry. I don't, because I've been a part of this work, right?
Yeah.
And when stuff like this happen, the next night is a candlelight vigil, people singing with candles on the ground.
Literally, that's exactly how it happened.
And this ain't producing that. We have a community meeting coming up Thursday. It was?
Yeah, it was a candlelight vigil.
Okay.
And I think this is and what it is.
Saturday.
Okay.
Because it happened Friday. We were
leaving.
Yeah, we were
leaving.
Know Your Rights workshop, and as we were leaving, it started coming in, and it happened. I went over there. We went and was out there right after it happened, and then the next night it was
a vigil. Okay,
yeah.
Good stuff.
And I think what I would say is like looking at social media, right? And looking at it, the compassion that our community is showing for both families.
Yeah.
It is amazing. You know what I mean? Because you have one family.
And I'm feeling like that's a new thing.
But because
before it used to be
ripped and torn.
It'd be ripped and torn, and then the parents are being blamed for the actions of the child. So if if it's two involved, one lost their life, and then the other one going to jail. But the one who's going to jail,
parents
is always like the,
but you
the
know what
parents
used to
is the problem and all that. And I'm seeing a shift now
because you want me to
in
tell
that narrative
you
and
what
in that
I'm
conversation.
Seeing is you see troubled teens that all these teens had in common is that their parents was fighting for their life.
Yeah.
And trying to get them all on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
And they went the other way. And
I'm glad you said that.
You know what I mean? And this is what you see. You seen teens that's out there that wanted to be them YNs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Want to live that NBA young boy lifestyle that you hear and all the drill music and all this other stuff. And they got their parents out there trying to redirect them, but the streets are getting a hold of them.
Yeah.
And when you see that, I think this is where the compassion come from, because these parents were struggling with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to help the parents, right? Because you're right, this is a different situation where you had parents actually, people on record knowing these parents fighting for these children.
Yeah.
Not just the parents coming out saying it, but you got outside people vouching for the work that the parents were attempting to do with these kids.
Yeah.
And I think what we got to do, we got to first salute them for their effort, even though, the tragic outcome, but we also got to say, okay, how can we help that parent, that mother who has that son she's trying to, bring in and not be a YN, but she doesn't have the resources. She doesn't have the male influence. I don't know what the father situation was in these houses.
Right.
But we do know one of the young men was on supervised detention.
Yeah.
So
the first guy that they got.
So like house arrest.
First one they got.
So if you're just tuning in,
Yes,
we're
go
talking
ahead.
about these recent incidents. A recent incident that just happened. It happened last Friday, where a young man was gunned down in the neighborhood. And a local mother recently took to social media after her son was arrested and accused with homicide in the case. In an emotional post, she described years of effort trying to guide her son in the positive direction. She talked about how she was trying to keep him involved in sports, providing stable home, taking family vacations. She said she was looking for mentors. She was reaching out to coaches.
Yeah.
She sent him away to change his environment. And then he ended up coming back. She praying and fighting for him every step of the way. And her message wasn't that her son should escape accountability, but her message was, I did everything that I knew how to do. And it's actually sparked a larger conversation. When a young person makes a bad decision, how much responsibility belongs to the parents, and when do we acknowledge their personal choices? Is kind of what the
And I've always said that I think that you have to it's parenting, like some of that weighs on there, but everybody had make their own personal choices.
Yeah.
And like what you do outside the house when you leave your parents' sight, you test the boundaries. You do it all, you see it all the time. And unfortunately, this is a sad situation where it went too far. And like this is a mistake that you can't take back.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I think that what we gotta, if as a community, I think the bigger question is when the community is going to take some responsibility for it, right?
Okay.
And I ain't talking about like the blame game. I'm talking about like, you know, how
Putting the neighbor back in hood.
yeah,
for real.
how can we help get some mentors to these families? Like we have, I've talked to Chief about, you know, the radar kids. Who are the radar kids? Those are the kids, the 75 to maybe 100 kids that are on the radar, meaning that the city knows who they are. They've been in and out of trouble, right? Trying to find out ways we can work with those kids, right? Because this young man would have been one of those radar kids. Because we would have had his name, we got his ankle monitor, we already know where he at, we know his parents, and we can come in and help, you know, having the tools and the resources to help. Because honestly, it's not all our kids out here doing this.
Yeah.
And all our kids get painted for it. But the truth is, we have a list of the kids. We have their names. We know where they live at. We know their parents. We know their mama in jail. We know their daddy in prison. We know the things.
And in this case, you also know the family members, because like I remember this family, my children went to school with them, and they have like an older brother who was like into, you know, when the car theft thing was happening. Like one of the sons was real big in that space.
Yeah, I mean,
and then there was an accidental shooting where another one, you know, was involved, and so it's like
I remember that,
and one of the other family.
And I want to
hold on 1 second, we got a call.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
To gun violence.
Good morning, Miss Davis.
Hey, Sharonda.
Miss
Hey.
Davis.
So, so I was listening to y'all and what y'all was saying, and I can kind of relate, because I had, not saying in a criminal way, but my daughter, my oldest daughter, the one that just graduated, she had stepped away and was, you know, trying to go a path that I was not constructing in. Hold on a second. And so, in an aspect, I had to pull my village together and say, hey, we got to come up with a plan to make sure this girl is on the right path to graduate and do what she needs to do.
Right.
So, on all aspects, my village was in.
So do this for me. Can you share some successful actions that you were able to take? Because we just saw and we celebrated, you know, your baby graduate. What were some of the things that you were able to do that like what some parts that the village was able to play to help get your daughter across that finish line?
I put a game plan together, first of all, with the school, right?
Okay.
Because she wasn't going to school. So two teachers at the school, well, one of her counselors and a teacher at her school ended up calling me, and they were like, we'll help you with everything that we can do on our end. Meaning, while she's in school, we'll make sure that she's getting her work done. We make sure that she's going to class. We'll make sure that she's doing it. When she leaves school and needed to be supervised, then that's where my mom fell in. My mom picked them up right there after school. I'm here. I'm giving you 5 minutes to be here. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not giving her no room to jump, to move, to whatever. And sometimes it takes that. You might say, oh, that's strict. But sometimes it takes that, because when they figure out they don't have no wiggle room to do nothing, then they're going to shape themselves in gear. And that's what happened. She shaped herself in gear, started making straight A's, and just ended up being into the point where, okay, I got back with the school. Okay, where's she at now? They was like, okay, all she got to do is pass this class and she's in. She's graduated. And I was like, okay, let's get it done. And then checking on her progress, you know, every day, every week with the school, every day with, you know, certain teachers and stuff like that. But other than that, just everybody stepping in and taking their part. My mom, my dad, you know, her stepdad,
your sisters,
you know, yeah, my sister, her godmom, her Nene, my god sister, just everybody stepping in and taking a part in whatever I needed. And if I say I needed something, they were there. That's just it.
No, I hear that.
Right.
Thank you for calling in and sharing that. And that's when it worked right.
It does. Yeah. And you know what? Another thing, not blaming you gotta, when we put the neighbor back in hood, you're gonna have to trust your neighbors.
Yeah.
Because you see what you have. A lot of people who step back because you can't say nothing to some of these kids.
Yeah.
If you say something to them, they mom and them got a problem, even though they dead wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you look
you gotta rehabilitate the village.
You really do.
The village needs some rehabilitation.
It does.
Because if you grew up in a village that has a whole lot of trauma and your village experience was bad, then you're not going to be trusting the village. And so that's when you get those, you know, don't nobody talk to my child but me, or don't nobody, you know,
it's trauma.
Because it's just trauma. Like, you know how your experience was, and you don't want that experience for your children.
Yeah.
And so you saying, well, you know, if it's a problem, you know, you come to me, but don't you say nothing to my children. Like, you see that.
And that ain't the majority,
no.
You know, and I think that what we have sometimes, we paint with a wide brush.
Yeah.
And it kind of leaves us in a spot where our community is empty of help when it needs it, and trying to figure out ways. Our big shots out to Quail. We was talking about putting together a community meeting at the Childs Park Lake this Thursday. An action meeting, a rapid response, talking about, you know, doing something for the community in a way that we can probably help, right? Or see what services or resources we got, because the reality is the help that both of those young men needed is here, but it's unorganized. It is not coordinated, right? And we have to put that organization and coordination together and facilitation, because honestly, like your program Crosstown ain't helping somebody who needs it at Shadyside.
Yeah. Right.
And I told somebody, if you take the just like they just did the review of that
the DNC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's review that incident. Let's just rewind it from when those 2 kids, 3, 4 kids or whatever, walked up to each other and met each other. Now let's rewind it back. What could we have done that had one of those kids, 2 of those kids in a program doing something productive at that exact time?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, to that, because like you said, it's a whole picture. It's a bigger picture, because I saw the father on the news, and he was saying
they ran the house.
That he ran the other one away from the house, because he was like, man, you up to no good. You don't need to be around him.
Right.
And so like, even in that instance, the father recognized, like, this, like, you don't mean my son no good. He running from around there, only to get a call, you know, a few hours later, that they was involved with an incident. And so again, it's like looking for that cookie cutter solution. I think there's no cookie cutter solution, because
it ain't. And like to say the programs, because one is you got to get them to participate in the program. Like Child's Park has a lot of programs for the youth.
Yeah.
Like, look, one thing
not a lot. Let's be real, because a lot of these kids,
but
like all the kids that people don't want at their programs, we got to just really look it in the eyes.
Yeah.
When the kid walk up with that monitor on his leg, everybody don't want them with them kids, and those kids get pushed out. They I call it racism inside of racism. They deal with another degree of it that we don't see as regular people. That you don't even know that when he pull up and he got that thing on, the coach don't want him there. The lady at the program don't want him there. So now he's standing on the corner.
Yeah.
Around a group of people who want him around.
And then the other side of the pancake is you do have coaches that do want him there, but they don't want to be there.
Like, and that's why
you know what I mean? You got that demographic too, where it's like, hey man, we trying to get y'all to come in, but they're not interested in coming
and they're
in.
not. And
Like
no,
they
that-
fold their hands saying, "Man,
and I
they ain't
get
trying
that.
to do that right
So
now."
so again, this is not cookie cutter. Like you have people who make them feel like they're not wanted. Then you have the people that make them
Doing
feel
all they
wanted.
can to make them feel wanted, but they don't
because
want
I
to.
see the resources. So
but they don't want to go to church.
Yeah,
but you get
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying?
mean?
We
So,
got
like-
we got to really let's really level it.
That's
Let's
why I
level
said
it down.
It's a whole. It's a whole. That's why I said
I want you to come play baseball, but
again,
I
all
don't
of
play
these-
baseball.
Again, all of these, bing, 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 bings,
Yeah.
it's good. But until we really look at systemic issues and say, okay, what's the layers? What are
You
the
want me
different
to-
scenarios? Because it's multiple scenarios. You
You
can't
want
solve
to-
for all of them.
But you got to
Okay.
distill it down to the interest.
Yeah.
So
And so then you don't
when
wanna-
when we do things for
Yeah.
youth, 99% of the time is something we want to do for them.
Yeah.
It's not what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I've been a part of anything that actually did what the child or the children
And
want.
so-
Keyshawn's corner.
And I'm finna say I'm gonna disagree with you.
Keyshawn's corner, because I
Yeah.
know I can remember vividly that the Keyshawn's corner whole model and mantra was like the children are planning this, and so I went to an event. I'm like, why they got that up there? I was like, because that's what the children want.
And I'm gonna say,
like they designed their whole event. So there
and-
are spaces that's happening, but I think we need more robust.
But I'm gonna say that every
because it's happening, but
And I'm gonna tell you this: when you say like 90%, because I've been in some of those meetings with the youth, and I know that the youth has been questioned about the things that they want, and we like. Yeah, like we may be the planning, but the youth has been talked to about it, because we say the same thing. What the youth want, and somebody go, "Hey, ask your nephew." Ask him. We start doing surveys, so like we're conscious enough to know that we gotta. Like we gotta stop using that narrative, because, like, again, that we're not asking the youth, because we are.
But that's why I say I gave percentage for the chance of the people that do. I didn't say 100%. I said that's why I gave that percentage, because I know people do, but I know that's not the norm. I know that's not how it's set up, because it doesn't work like that. Ideas don't go from the bottom up. It goes from the top down 90% of the time, especially when resources are involved. And all I'm saying is, hey, we got to relook at it, because it's not no mystery what the kids like. We know what they like. We know it. We know it, getting all the money and getting all the attention. But do we want to incorporate that into a program? Do we want to pull that into what we're doing? And that's just kind of some of the things we got to kick around when we talk about helping them.
Yeah, real deal. And so definitely an ongoing conversation. We wanted to lift up and highlight really.
And
again,
she
it's
said
this-
she connected to Story 727 to help with her daughter too.
really this
Yes,
initiative. Again, I like the direction though that's happening, because I remember when we started, like vividly, 08, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that was the biggest pushback was the parents. Like everything was all the parents. And then as you start talking to parents, you're like, look, I'm doing everything that I know how to do. Now, does that mean we need to learn how to do something else if you maxed out at the capacity of your knowledge? Is there some other knowledge that you need? Because if you've done everything you know how to do, maybe there's something that you don't know how to do that you haven't tried. So you got that as a thing, but just this broad brush of like, as soon as you see a mugshot, or as soon as you see, 15-year-old, 16, well, where was the parents? Or the parent might have been 2 jobs, away.
And
The parent was just saying, boy, you need to get your life together. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know
Like,
what? We got another group, and we don't ever really talk about it, is okay with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, is okay with being in the streets, because they feel and you better be out there, and it is a group of
that
people.
is a demographic.
That is a demographic.
And that's what I'm talking about. Going to get.
Proud that they son was, my son stood on business.
But
he handled up.
But that's who I'm talking about targeting.
Yeah.
That's the radar kids. Those are the kids I'm talking about really putting the focus on.
Yeah.
Not just a cast net for kids. Hey, kids, all y'all come. Yes, let's all that way. But where's the tough guys?
Yeah.
Where's the guys whose family has been in this and they doing a lifetime of the streets, and they need somebody that can talk to them within the street life or within the street wording, where they can say, hey, okay, I can change my life. I can do something different.
You know what?
get
This
what I'm
might be
saying?
a hot take, but a lot of times it takes some consequence. Like you don't just wake up one morning and say, you know what, today is the day I'm finna change my life.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm out here, I know I'm doing it. It usually takes some impetus or some stimulus or some tragedy, unfortunately, whether that's going to jail, whether that's losing a friend, you know what I mean? Like it's very few that's gonna wake up today and say, you know what, today is the day where I'm finna just change my life and do something different.
Because if it hasn't impacted you and you've seen that, like if you getting out there getting money, and you know how like you always feel like you the one that get away. Yeah. If you always get away, you gotta keep on money. Yeah, you get like you out here like you the one that get away. Like and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you the gambler thing. And you want me to tell you the little bad kids are always the cutest and got charisma, right? And so
not always, but I hear you.
Jabbar, we know we don't subscribe.
I got my say.
But you know, and they just get away. They get passes. Yeah. Constantly passes. I like the idea is looking, but then they be like, don't stereotype my children. Like you look at the family background and you look at kindergarten right then, like boom, you look at that, like you say, the brother went to prison, the daddy, all this other stuff. This is when you come in right then and start to try to reshape.
This what it was a concept we came up with a few years back called Opportunity Task Force, right? Using those same, like you say, not trying to stereotype, but looking at the facts, looking at, okay, your parents locked up, your brother just accidentally did this and that just happened. Hey, you know what? Come, let us take you to the program. Once you come and let's get you some mentorship, right? Target it. And and when we wrote up that program and was talking about it, it was geared towards bringing opportunities to the person or family that absolutely needed it the most. Yeah. So not just hoping they come in, because like we were just talking about, we want you, but we just hoping you come into my park, or we hoping you come join my sports group or whatever I'm doing. But no, let's change that. Our goal was to target the help. And just like I sit and wait for you to break in that car, let me sit here and wait for you to come out so I can give you some help to get you in the car, to help get you your driver's license. You get what I'm saying? It's non-traditional thinking, because the traditional thinking ain't got us nowhere. We still have the biggest problems that we don't want, maybe some untraditional ideas. And that's what we're going to try to talk about this Thursday at 6:00 at the Childs Park Lake. We're inviting people out, come on out. We're going to try to help save our community, and do some work.
So if you're just tuning in, y'all, you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams, WUJM 99.1 FM. And we're talking about some of these recent issues that have been happening in the community. And the headline that we have for this one is, it ain't always the parents' fault. And so as you're going through it, and then when you see it, if you know of some resources, or if you know some things, as you comment with a tag to some resources and some support that could be balanced with your opinion as well. Because I think that's what's missing, man. There's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of stuff that's out here that's been set up, but it's not really reaching the people who really need it the most. All right. What we got?
We got 14. We got 15 minutes.
Okay, I got one more.
Okay,
go ahead.
Teen Takeover.
Thank you.
And so if y'all don't know, Teen Takeovers is the new term that's been going around. It just happened in Tampa. They took 20 or 30 kids to jail. One of the kids actually went to city council the next day and kind of, apologized for his action and kind of tried to clear it up.
What this Teen Takeover?
What was really happening, and people ain't see much about it. It popped up. It popped up and dropped just as quick as it came. But because
a teen accepting responsibility,
exactly,
that's
not the image they want to give. And what I said when I looked at that image of the night vision, it's like a warfare. It's like this looked like Fallujah, and you got 20 or 30 kids going to jail, and people like, yeah, they all, you know what? I know how this girl. Them people, all 20 or 30 of people ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Some of them people just got locked up for being there.
Yeah.
Right. And I ain't saying that some kids weren't fighting, because they kids fight. White kids fight on the beach just like black kids fight in the streets. So it's all right.
Yeah. Here's what it says. It says a teen takeover. Teen takeover is a viral trend where a large, unpermitted crowd, these language, large, unpermitted crowd of youth converge on public spaces like malls, parks, beaches, often organized and promoted using social media or AI-generated flowers. While initially advertised as meetups, many of these events rapidly escalate into chaotic and sometimes violent disturbances involving fights and vandalism.
And this is one of the things it's being used to demonize black kids. If you look, it's been these terms and these words has gone, and now they're being used all over. You can Google it, it's probably 20 or 30 of them popping up. And then inside of it, you'll see what they're now saying they're going to charge parents for the teen takeovers. And then, I understand people's pain and frustration, but we watched school shootings happen for 30 years before they even start questioning the parents. Before the parents even became a target of the investigation, 30 years.
And people lose their life. Like people really done lost their life doing these school shootings. And then you're talking about a fight. Listen, I'm gonna say this.
Demonization.
That's what happened with Andrew Joseph, right? It was they put them out of
saying it was a takeover.
Saying it was a takeover. They was causing a disruption. Then he put him out, and then he was like trying to cross the street and got hit by a car.
And which was so sad. And so like we gotta find a better way to address these children. Like, you know what I mean? And it's going to take a village. Like
not through fear.
And not through.
Because that's what they're aiming at. They're making people scared. Did y'all see that picture? Did y'all see the teen takeover picture? It was a aerial drone shot
with the heat
signature. It reminded me of a war zone. And I was like, why did they do that?
And when you look and you see teens just running. Like they just, it's just, you know how when you see the people run, you run too, but that don't mean that you vandalizing or you doing.
Because I remember remember in high school, after the football games, we would all meet up at
McDonald's.
Was a teen
takeover,
right?
That was a teen takeover.
Meet at McDonald's, everybody in the parking lot.
That was a teen
takeover. Then somebody said the police come. Everybody
ain't nobody did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong.
It was part of the fun.
But they used to call the police because they didn't want us in their parking lot.
We did the Bench Island.
Right, we did the
Bench. Be considered a teen takeover.
Yes.
Yeah, but they didn't kick us out of Bench Island.
Sometimes they did.
I've never been kicked out of Bench Island.
I was a part of a kick out, but don't worry about it. I ain't talking about that. What I'm talking about
you were horrible.
is that I'm showing that how the demonization of black teens has been going on for decades. And guess what? Now we're putting it in a way that's digestible, and people are like, "Yup, go ahead." Like, their parents need to lock up. Somebody need to do something with the kids. And the reality is, they're taking your eyes off the real problem. And the real problem ain't kids coming together. It ain't kids, because soon as they did this, now the police.
That is a part of the problem.
But check
they
it out.
Don't want our kids to come
now
together.
the police in Tampa are doing a controlled teen takeover that's done by the sheriff. So they're so disconnected. They don't see how this isn't what the kids are trying to do. They're not trying to hang out with the sheriff.
So this is what it says. The key details of the trend: the teens they create and distribute the flyers across the digital platforms. And then they mass produce these ads for the location of the meetup. The gatherings are frequently what it says. The gatherings frequently overwhelm high traffic, upscale, or heavily populated areas, including tourist destinations, waterfronts,
and that's why they got a problem.
Entertainment districts.
That's why they got a problem.
No, what they're saying is that this is where we don't want y'all at.
That's
this where we don't want you never.
And so because when they do that,
we want y'all at the
high value locations,
the tourist destinations.
We don't want you at waterfront.
We don't want you at restaurants, and we don't want you in our entertainment.
And that right there is a shame, because when I think about when I was a teen, like we had teen takeovers. Everywhere, like everybody in the whole city went to Adventure Island. We talked about it. And then after you went to Adventure Island, you came and you hung on 34th Street.
They shut that down too.
No, but eventually, but like we all were at Crystal Inn, like riding in the parking lot. You was at Park Inn over here in the parking lot. It don't exist no more because it's a CVS. You know what I mean? Like you just think about.
I remember McDonald's.
Listen, they shut all that down because of the same reason. They don't want you there. and they not trying to.
But I don't
remember
Chunky Sunday and kickball games.
I don't even remember
Listen, and there ain't no kickball games, ain't no Chunky Sunday because they don't want us getting together and economically benefiting. Or I'm going to tell you the truth. Remember Sundial? Yep. Remember when Sundial used to get thick with the teams? Yep. And what did they do? They gave the sidewalks to the owner of the Sundial
to keep
people
so they can become private
so
property.
they can trust. So right now, that property is worth X amount of millions or more dollars because they didn't want black kids down there, and they gave them the downtown sidewalk.
Yeah,
and this so that they can arrest our team.
And guess what? Them people still own it. That place done been sold 2-3 times. Yeah, and some fat rat living like a fat rat off our.
But you think about it, so you can't. So let's go back to like the team problem. Like, so you can't say that we don't want that. Like, say that they're the issue when we're not allowing them to have healthy outlets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to cut them off at the leg, every single one, you can't go to the beach.
Yeah.
If you hang out to the beach, oh no, that's a problem. You can't go to the movies. Who don't go to the movies?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then you look at it,
like y'all can't you go. You
can't go to the fair. You can't go to the fair together because y'all gonna cause problems.
And ain't no advocates even advocating for them.
Yeah,
because guess what? The advocates have been bought in on the propaganda.
I mean, that's what happened to us. That's
the same thing. It's working.
It was the adults. It was the ones saying, "Look, I don't know what else to do with these children."
And that's what they said. Now take the parents. Yeah, they saying it. Take the parents. The parents need
because what they said for us was you just gotta lock them up. Like
now it's lock the parents up too.
Lock the parents up
and
too.
now you talking about locking up the whole family. You people are crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why I say don't be governed out for fear. Don't be so scared that you allow people's rights to be taken because that's what you feel makes you safe. That's all.
Go ahead, caller. Introduce yourself.
We're talking about these teen takeover solutions. I can't hear.
I did.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Hello, y'all can hear me?
Run it back.
Go. Introduce
yourself.
Yeah,
this day, man. What's up? What's good morning, y'all?
Hey,
go ahead. We got the Davises today. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. All I was saying is, I think the problem is with the kids, they do need more outlets, but us as parents, we got to start doing more with the kids. Back in the day, our kids, we used to do a lot with the kids. Our parents used to do a lot with us and everything. I think we'd be more interactive and getting on social media ourselves and taking ourselves from what's going on in the app.
That's right, though. That's right.
Hey, I'm gonna say we used to go to the Galaxy. We had the Galaxy. They had
Galaxy, but our family, you real parents used to take you to the beach, little simple things.
Yeah.
Kids, the phone got the kids, so you gotta make them kids put the phone down and be more interactive and take them out and do things.
You absolutely right.
Thank you for saying that. That is true.
Because that's true. Because I was thinking about how we learn how to play games.
They're learning from TikTok.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
remember how we learned how to play games, right? Like, how did you know how to play freeze tag? How did you know how to play wheelbarrow race?
Yeah,
it was some adult, like a Miss Yvette.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or somebody who would come and they would put the children together, and then they start showing you how to play, like really doing things with the children, and to the point, like now you see with. It's like TikTok. So now the way you learn
is through TikTok.
You're gonna learn how to do the TikTok challenge, or you're gonna swallow some cinnamon, or light your hand on fire.
It goes right back to our original conversation about social media. Again, like these phones are babysitting, and parenting our children.
We had somebody who came in. Did they come in? They wrote a book that was basically teaching children how to get outside and play. I remember we had an author. I'm trying to find.
Was that Brother John?
That wasn't Brother John. That was another brother. But he had a book.
He had the book with the boy. I thought that was Brother John. He had the brown suit on.
No, he wasn't talking about going outside and playing.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. It was something else.
Okay.
But it was to the point about like what comedian Damian Davis was saying was like spending that time with the children outside of
outside, like I think, and I know this is not ideal, but
like we used to take our children. We used to go play basketball.
It's simple. It's like spending a meal, like sitting down and carving out time for your children just to hear about their day. You know how many times like parents don't talk to each other or their kids like in a household.
Yeah.
Like you get up, you go to work, go to school, and then you go, you fix dinner, you back to work, you sleep, they eat their food, they go in their room, and y'all ain't had no serious conversation
I think
whatsoever.
they said the average household might spend like 15 minutes talking to their children or something like that.
Because I was gonna say we talking about bigger social problems, right?
But
that we all deal with. Like this is cross culture now, because I think, and you're right, but I think the intricacies of the issues that we're dealing with kind of is for a special demographic.
But
this isn't, so we want to prescribe a solution for everybody, but this isn't a problem everybody's dealing with. This is a problem that's inside of, because 13-year-olds ain't getting killed everywhere.
No, but
this
what
is not happening.
But you know what is happening everywhere a lot of times? The lack of communication in the household. And the ones
and I agree with that.
And the ones that are not talking with the parents that's getting killed, I can
listen, I agree with that.
Conversation probably ain't like, just thinking.
I agree with that, but all I'm saying is a specialized problem needs a specialized solution.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is something that goes on everywhere. Everybody's dealing with that, and I agree.
Yeah.
But what we have is a specialized problem that needs a specialized solution.
But I get that. You do, but just think about if everybody's dealing with that, with this specialized problem. If that parent right there took another 30 minutes every day and talked to, and actually knew what was going on, and talk to them and can redirect this specialized problem, where that would reduce at. Just think, because I'm battling stuff. Yeah. I'm not talking to nobody. Nobody can't say nothing to me. And then all kids need somebody to get something off their chest with. And if they only got their friends to talk to, especially our specialized kids, they're getting bad advice. It's the blind leading the blind. So it's even more important for the specialized group to be able to have a healthy outlet in your household.
No, I'm not. I'm never disagreeing with that, and I agree with that 10,000%. And what I'm carving out, the caveat that I'm carving out, is that you have those situations where the people are doing everything they can. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the people that are talking to the kids, getting the kids in the stuff, taking them places. So what I'm talking about, the dad who just said, "Hey, get your butt, stop doing that," just right before it happened.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is that a way that specializes what these periods are going through, because when they walk to that store, when they go to that corner, right?
We got to continue this conversation. It's 9:00. So we gotta go. It happens quick. So Thursday we'll
6 o'clock at Child Park Lake.
Yeah, information will come out a little bit more about it.
We'll drop it today.
And then we'll talk about some of these other, because there's a lot of resources. So you got the Competitive Readers Coalition, you got Keyshawn's Corner, you got
Story 727, you got
like
Barack Amin, Men to Mentors.
Let's highlight some of these opportunities that are available to some of these youth too, as well as some healing spaces. And so we could talk more about that on Friday for Freestyle Friday. There's a Hurricane Expo tonight too. So if you're looking for some hurricane supplies, you want to get some information about how to prepare and some support with your preparedness, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Lake Vista, there's a Hurricane Expo that's happening tonight.
All right. Stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes.
Shout out around the house.
This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
We're out.